Hello everyone and welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. I'm not going to beat around the bush, I'm just going to come out and say this straight away. Do you remember the Bunnahabhain Moyne Oloroso? A kind of infamous bottle, well, nearly 2 years ago now that we've reviewed. 10 out of 10, walked it, people who bought it loved it, went nuts for it, sold it instantly. Welcome to what I think is its big brother. Now the Moyne Oloroso was 60.1%, I would say it was like anywhere from 8 to 12 years old averaging. Big sherry influence. This is Ledaig 19-year-old Pedro Jimenez cask finish. 55.7% ABV. No colouring, no chill filtration, heavily peated. I can't remember what Ledaig is peated to. I think for the people who want to know, I think it's about 40 ppm. It might even be a little bit higher, but feel free to double check me and correct me on that as well. But the figures and facts don't interest me. What does interest me is the taste and the smell of this whiskey. And I'm just going to throw straight into that. So, bacon, chili, dark chocolate with chili in it. I've only ever experienced this once, but one of my ex-girlfriends, her brother, when I went around to the house for Christmas, was marinating like a beef brisket in like chili and clove and all that kind of stuff. It reminds me so much of that, like big, powerful, meaty kind of flavors. There's obviously smoke and it just runs through every single aspect of it. The ABV is spicy on the nose, but not offensive. It just kind of, it's almost like the upper ethereal notes of everything. It's the very, very top note you get. Because the sherry and the chocolate and the chili and the meat notes, they're just kind of sat so low. Like, you know what I mean? If this was in a band, it'd be like the bass end of everything. It's just so low and so heavy. I can't get any nuances out of it. I don't think there's any nuance to be had with it. I just think it's like this powerful, balls to the wall, West Coast island style distillery. I love Ledaig 10, it's fantastic. I've not had much experience with the rest of them, but this thing is genuinely blown my mind quite a bit. So let's taste it. We'll tell you what's going on with that. Bitter, earthy, TCP-led barbecue wood smoke. The sherry is right at the end. As you swallow the whiskey, that's when you get this kind of raisin, chocolate, candied bacon, kind of like, you know, sweet, kind of thin stripped rashers kind of bacon. But throughout all of it is just this unstoppable force of peat. If you like peated whiskey, and you've never tried anything from this distillery before, stop what you're doing right now, buy the 10-year-old, because it's like £46, and see what you think of it. This thing is 150 quid, and I think it beats every Octomore that I've ever tried. I think it's got more presence on the smell, I think it's got more presence on every single element, through taste, through to finish, and there's no kind of crazy hype with it. There's no crazy ppm level. Yeah, it's cask strength and it's 19 years old and it's PX finished, but I just think it beats everything the West Coast has to offer, which is similar. Yeah, it's expensive. It's like £150 a bottle. You know, if you like Octomores though, it just kind of sits in the same range. The second taste is syrupy. Getting the sherry now. Looks like the texture of maple syrup. But again, that's like a brief kind of like intermission, and then you're just hit by this wall of smoke. And it just fills every aspect of your mouth. The only thing I can think to compare this to is Ledaig 10 cask strength and Bunnahabhain Moyne Oloroso. The finish reminds me of the Ledaig 10. That cigarette ash, old ashtray, you know, like old man pub cigarette kind of smell. That might not sound very nice, but you know what I'm talking about. And then you've got that sweet syrupy sherry up front with a whiskey that's aged It's a single batch, small release. I think it's probably, most of it is probably just 19 years old. It's just brilliant. I think it's fantastic, and I've bought one, so that kind of tells you everything you want to know about it. Already in January we've had a 10. This is number 2, so this is another 10. I've never had a whiskey of this peat level which has intrigued me as much as this has, and as soon as I smelt it and as soon as I tasted it, instantly you were just like, you must buy this. Take money from your savings account and buy it. So I did. So there you go. Ledaig 19PX, 10 out of 10. For those of you that love the Bunnahabhain Moyne, it's just the bigger, bolder version of it, and it's owned by the same company. Distell owns Bunnahabhain and the Octomore distillery where this is made. Pretty sure it's the same lady, Kirsty, who blends them together as well. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to ask questions about this one because I think we'll get a lot in the comments. That's a 10, it's a Ledaig 19. I'm Phil. If you're around Manchester, come and see me at the Whisky shop and we can discuss this face to face. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Cheers.